We're just going to go with family circle, right? So this is a very important conversation, a conversation that we should have every other day, not waiting for particular months to just be loud and just go ham on it. We're talking about cervical cancer, and having this conversation with us is Rosemary and Dinda. Welcome to the show. You look absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And warm. Moski baridi kuna venye. You
Kuna
don't
venye
look
kuna
like
baridi.
But thank you for making it here in good time. Please tell us what it is that you do and your relationship with the conversation that we're talking about today.
Okay, my name is Rosemary Ndinda. Thank you for having me. And I'm a health system consultant. And what I basically do is introduce technology to healthcare and match that so that we can have better healthcare outcomes. And I'm also very passionate about women health, because this is also an area that I've worked in. And yeah, and hence the discussions that we're having.
So when you talk about health system consultant, this is all kinds
of innovations and innovations and technologies that can actually help in delivering better healthcare. And this is just to equip the healthcare workers to better their work, make sure that their work is more efficient and effective. They can get especially the right tools when it comes to giving their services. So that is what innovation actually does. It betters what they do. Yeah.
And I'm sure you're the best person to ask this. Looking at the situation we're in as a country, I'm sure we have other, developed countries that are way ahead of us.
Yes.
And we're looking at things or imagining things that we see there and hoping that they're here. How we're doing as a country in terms of, incorporating innovation and technology into our health systems?
I think we are trying, especially in Kenya.
Yes.
I can say Kenya is very tech savvy. So in terms of even innovation, we are quick to embrace innovation. But as you're saying, of course, there are the challenges with that because of culture and the way we are sort of used to doing things and, giving our healthcare the way we're used to. It becomes a bit of a challenge to change the culture. But if you actually show the benefits to the healthcare worker that this is going to improve what they're doing, what they're giving to the patients, it actually really, really is embraced with in the current health systems that we have.
You're giving us hope this morning, which is beautiful. We're talking about cervical cancer and awareness of the same today. What drove you to this, interest?
Okay, with cervical cancer, this is an area that let me say that first of all, it's cancer that we can prevent. So there, with the technologies, with the technology that I work with, they were like, why not come up with a technology that can sort this out? And this is a very, very preventable cancer. And one of the things with cervical cancer that people don't know is that when you get early treatment, you can actually, it will save your life. Like if you get screenings and you do the screenings on time, like way before, you are able to save your life from, getting the cancer, because it's a very slow progressing cancer. It takes about, very long time, 10 to 20 years for it to progress.
Oh, wow. So
we are able to capture the stages of the changes on the cervix early enough, treat you, and you're better and become better.
So we can do something about it. Please tell us what cervical cancer is for anybody who's just like, what are you guys talking about?
So basically, cervical cancer is the cancer of the cervix. And I know many people are going to ask, what is the cervix? Where is the cervix? So basically, the cervix is it connects the uterus and the vagina. So it's the opening of the uterus, like it's, it connects the uterus to the vagina. So what happens when the cancer is forming? It forms on the cells of that organ. So that is what we call cervical cancer. And the way cervical cancer comes is by sexual transmission, sexual contact, basically, through a virus called HPV. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So our cervix is able to clean it normally, but with, sometimes the viruses are able to come into contact with the cells of the cervix and then cause abnormal changes in the cervix, which later progress to cancer. So the abnormal changes are what we look for before they become cancer.
And that leads into the question, how can we know? Because you said something that if we find out early, then we can be cured of or prevent us from getting the cancer.
Yeah.
So how or where, what do we do?
Yeah, so first of all, what we are really, really encouraging people to do is getting screened. Because with this cancer, there are no symptoms, basically. You can't know if it's progressing, if there are any abnormal changes happening. You wouldn't know because there are no symptoms, and that is why people are encouraged to go and get screened. And we encourage women between 25 to 49 years of age to go get screened at least every 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it takes that long?
Yes, it really takes long. Wow. Like we can, if you get it quite early, we can save your life really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the problems and the barriers sometimes to what happens is that we don't seek. We don't.
Attention.
Yes, exactly. We don't have the
and
health-seeking behavior. Yes,
siumwi.
There's no pain.
Yeah. So why am I going to the doctor?
Naenda kufanya nini?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like with that, you find that people get to the late stages of detection. So that's why we really encourage people to get screened. So the earlier you get screened, the earlier we get it at the very early stages, the abnormal changes, and there's treatment for that, and we can save the women. Yeah.
Let's talk about a campaign that you're highly involved in, that is Kizazi Chetu. Please tell us about that. What does it do?
Yes, so Kizazi Chetu is a Swahili name meaning our generation. So it's basically a campaign that is giving this generation of women a chance to change the story. Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to change the story by ending cervical cancer, by making sure that every woman has been screened. Yeah, our daughters, our wives, our sisters, our nieces are getting aware of what is cervical cancer. They are getting screened. So this is a generation that is going to end cervical cancer. Yeah. So this is why we are really involved in this campaign.
And what does it do? How do people get to join? What is it, a campaign that you just talk about and hope that people will go, or is it those ones who will walk the journey with you? What if I find myself, I am part of Kizazi, but then I have cancer? What would it do then in that case? Okay,
now Kizazi Chetu, basically the movement is formed of multiple stakeholders.
Okay.
Yeah, so it involves the government and also the private sector as well. So there are several partners that have come up together with To Get Her for Health that have really that are really involved now in the campaign. Like for example, if you have a woman that has cervical cancer and she wants to be helped, there are groups in that consortium, like the stakeholders, that will help with that. And you'll be helped. Because there are people that have groups that can counsel you and help you as well.
Support groups also are part of that, so that you don't feel like you're walking this journey alone.
Yes. The stakeholders involve advocates, they involve people in the healthcare, they involve support groups. So it's a whole group of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
For people who've probably gone for a screening or a pap smear, they'll be like, it looks very uncomfortable. It's pretty invasive and all of that.
Yes.
Is it necessary? Is that the only way to do this?
Unfortunately, it's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it. But I would encourage you to, for the women, it's just being comfortable. Once you're comfortable and you're, you know, you
You're sort
prepare
of
yourself,
calm, you're
yes,
prepared.
psychologically, and prepare yourself. The test is quite easy and simple to go along with. Like 3-5 minutes, you're done. Yeah. So I would really encourage, because I'm imagining you having the fear, and then 10-20 years down the line,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you get cancer, and we could have saved you because of just a small,
And it doesn't take a long time.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. You're in and out very fast.
Yeah.
And where can people get the screenings? Are there some clinics that you would recommend for this to happen?
Okay, so with cervical cancer screenings, apparently all the health facilities, be it government, be it private, they have these facilities. So it's as simple as you demanding for the service. So the services are there, it's only that people don't demand for it. So they're not aware that, cervical cancer screening actually happens even in the public. So in the public facilities, but if you go and ask for it, you'll actually find it there. And if there's any treatment to be done, it can also be done
There.
Yes.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
kazi ni kwetu. I think the ball is in our court to just be able to go out there and ask for this service. It is slow. It is curable once it's arrested at its early stages. So do not wait 10, 20 years for you to be like, oh my God, so what do we do? Because it's not painful. There are no telltale signs that something is wrong. And it will take a long time before you're like, let me go get checked.
Yes.
So I think we've summed up everything there is to that. How can people get in touch with Kizazi Chetu, you directly as well, for their questions, directions on the support groups as well?
Kizazi Chetu is on Facebook, on Twitter, and I'm also on Twitter at Ndinda Rosemary. And you can get me on Twitter, you can get me on Facebook, you can get me on anywhere, LinkedIn, all the social handles.
Yeah.
And let's engage. And if you have questions, we are ready to help. If you need our support, we are also ready to do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rosemary.
Yeah, thank you for
so much
having
for
me.
coming and educating us this early morning. We're here for it. Till today is all health. Like, even the one thing that is not health is about eating. So stick around for that. We're taking a very short commercial break. When we come back, we're all about your questions. So send them in. We'll be talking about your dental health. So 111 that is our SMS line. It's just going to cost you a shilling to do that. So tutume maswali kwa sababu daktari yuaja kuzijibu. We'll be right back.